Hello, what's up, y'all? This is TS Football Broadcast. I am broadcasting to you the tier list for NFL teams this offseason. Okay, we're gonna get right into this with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns added a lot of pieces. They did lose Joe Schobert, which could potentially hurt, but I think they had enough good pieces where it's like, okay, we're fine, we can do stuff. I won't put them in the A tier. I won't put them in the F tier either, because they did slightly overpay Austin Hooper. But all the free agent acquisitions they made, I think, did help their team address needs and were not stupid. The Bengals actually spent money, so I can't give them an F. I can't remember exactly who they brought in off the top of my head, but they did add talent. They had I think it was, I can't remember his name, but they had a guy who's pretty okay. I'm giving the Bengals a C because they actually did stuff, and I think they were good moves. I'm not 100% sure what they did, but I think it was good. The Steelers, they didn't do a whole lot, which can be judged as a neutral thing. I guess C would be neutral, D would be bad. They didn't do anything really. I'd probably give them a D. They did add a fullback, I guess, so maybe a C. I'll give them a C. C's gonna be like, okay, didn't do anything crazy, but they didn't fuck up or anything. And I'm getting some scary noises outside. The Ravens get an A. I hate the Ravens, but they get an A because they added a lot of good players. They had Derek Wolfe. They added they almost got Brockers. They got Calais Campbell. I mean, the Ravens did no wrong, so it's like, okay, whatever. Give them an A. Even though Matt Judon walked, I'm pretty sure. Getting to the NFC North. We just did the AFC North. We're doing the NFC North now. I can't believe I organized this that good. I did not make the tier list. I did try organizing it, though. The Packers. They brought in Devin Funchess for 1 year, $8 million. What else did they do? I think they let Blake Martinez walk, so it's like, I'd probably give them a D because they overpaid Devin Funchess and they went for letting Blake Martinez go. Draft will probably fix that up. The Lions, they traded Big Play Slay for nothing. They signed, last season was Trey Flowers. This season, no, it wasn't Kyle Van Noy. It was, they traded for Deron Harmon. They signed, God, who is it they signed? They signed Jamie Collins. They signed Jamie Collins, who is a Browns fan. I know he hasn't succeeded out of New England. I'm sick of this narrative that Belichick's disciples can make these players be good. I'm kind of leaning towards CD category here because I'm like, Deron Harmon, it's like they're just doing Patriot moves. And I'm going to give him a C. I kind of like Matt Patricia, but again, a little bit of a risky move here. Vikings, they re-signed Kirk Cousins. They cut Xavier Rhodes. They got rid of a lot of their secondary. Trade Linval Joseph. I think it was overall an F off season. One, because they re-signed Kirk Cousins, who is good but not great. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl. They also just kind of bled it the whole time. Xavier Rhodes being cut, it was needed. They lost a lot of pieces. It's pretty much no fault of their own outside the Kirk Cousins move, but they are in shitland without a shotgun. The Bears, to wrap up the NFC North, what'd they do this offseason? They got Robert Quinn and they got Big Dick Nick. So let's see, what was their biggest issue? Quarterback, and I don't know, Robert Quinn, he's pretty good though. I mean, he's a good edge rusher, so I mean, I give him a B because they went for Nick Foles and not Cam Newton. Big Dick Nick, I guess. That should work for them. Hopefully they do well. I'll give them a B, though, because I'm unsure. Let's get to the NFC South. The Bucs get an A+. They got Tom Brady back. Their franchise tag Shaquille Barrett. They did everything they needed. Saints also got an A. Emmanuel Sanders. Retain Taysom Hill. Retain Drew Brees. Okay, you're in good shape. The Falcons, on the opposite end of that spectrum, get an F for you're fucked. They did not do a whole lot of good things. They got rid of Desmond Trufant though. They got rid of a lot of their mistakes, but they just lost a lot of talent, and I just don't think they're gonna be that good. It's kind of like I like their moves to an extent, but it's like they lost so much talent. Oh wait, I should give them a D though because they did bring in Dante Fowler, so maybe I give them a D. It's like fringe DF because they lost so much talent. Panthers get a B for Bridgewater. That's what that's what I was looking for. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater. I think bringing in Teddy Bridgewater is what they needed to do. They literally didn't need to do anything else outside of bringing Teddy B. The Trey Turner trade I'm a little confused on still. Actually, should probably give him a C because that Trey Turner trade I thought was kind of foolish. Losing Luke Kuechly too, yeah. I guess a C is probably more fitting. But I like some of their other moves. The Texans get an F for what the fuck were you thinking? They traded DeAndre Hopkins for a second and a fourth and a beat up running back. And then they got a fourth. I mean, it's like really bad move. They're fucked. I don't like that move. They made some other moves, but it doesn't matter. You trade one of the best receivers in football for scraps and a running back. That is garbage. The Jaguars joined them in the F tier. By the way, this is the AFC South. Yeah, it's the AFC South. Okay, so the Jaguars. I love Gardner Minshew, but they sold off what's his nuts? Calais Campbell for way too little. Yannick Ngakoue's gone. He either is gone or he's gonna be gone. I've seen some conflicting reports there. They're outside of Gardner Minshew, they're in a really bad place. The Colts brought in Phillip Rivers. Cry me a river. They brought in Phillip Rivers. They did not address second receiver, but they did trade for DeForest Buckner, so I'll give them a B. Being a little nice here, getting them a B in my opinion, because I feel like they really, really need a receiver too. Paris Campbell's not that yet. T.Y. Hilton's a receiver 1, not a receiver 2. I mean, it's good, but they really need to get that receiver 2 taken care of. The Titans get a C for you did something. Ryan Tannehill, big contract. I don't mind the cap hits each year. I looked at it, was like it doesn't exceed like $30 million. It's a big contract, but it's not a killer contract. Franchise tag Derrick Henry. I hate it, but you have to franchise tag running backs rather than be like, hey, you're gonna get a 4-year deal because David Johnson, Todd Gurley have shown that is a bad idea. Now we're gonna wrap up that is the wrap up of the AFC South. We're gonna take care of the AFC West now. The Kansas City Chiefs, they restructured Sammy Watkins' deal, and that's about it. They get a C, I guess. They did something. They created cap room, actually, so they should get a B. They created cap room. I mean, they didn't do a whole lot. I mean, they couldn't. I mean, it's like they get a B because they were able to keep Sammy Watkins, essentially. They lost Emmanuel Ogbah, though, so. The Chargers, what did they get? Oh, they get a D for, I don't know. The fuck you think you can go sign Cam Newton? It'd be so easier if I gave him a C. It'd be like, Cam. I mean, I like Tyrod Taylor. I don't love him. Is pretty much where I'm at. I'm like, he's a good quarterback. He's all right. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl, though. And this team's going to win now. Go draft Justin Herbert or Tua Tagovailoa. Oh, that's what I should do. Draft Tua. Draft Herbert. Trade up if necessary. The Denver Broncos, they got Horsecock Lock. They got Melvin Gordon to bolster that backfield. What else did they do? I think they kept Justin Simmons and Shelby Harris. Oh, so many decisions. Because that offense is better than last year. That defense is also probably a little better. Or at least the exact same. Oh, and they trade for A.J. Boye, so I'll give him an A. I really kind of like the Broncos' moves, so I'm really torn here, but I think I'll give him an A. Maybe if there's a lot of A teams, I'll drop them down to a B, but I really liked what they did. The Oakland Raiders overpaid for an old-ass Jason Witten. They got Corey Littleton, actually a pretty decent deal. They brought in Marcus Mariota on an incentive-based contract. I give him a C. I mean, they did some good, some bad. It's like a John Dorsey offseason. Good and bad. Feel like they brought in someone else I'm not mentioning, but whatever. The Giants get what did the Giants even do this offseason? I think they overpaid for Jared Bradbury. I mean, that's a D. They overpaid for a guy and they didn't do much else. Shrug the shoulders up and call it good. Cowboys get an F. They lost a lot of talent. So this is a no-burner that they get an F for you're fucked. They also franchised Dak, so they're also in more trouble there. The Eagles, they get an A. They get an A. They're getting a lot of their players back, Carson Wentz included. I think they need to go after a better backup quarterback. What else do they need to do? Better backup quarterback, and the A.J. Boye trade was good, and they got rid of Jalen Mills, which I think was also a huge plus. The Redskins get, I don't know what to give the Redskins, actually. I'm thinking about this now. I'm like, I should have thought of the Redskins. What did they do? That 5th round pick for Kyle Allen. Really struggling here to think what the Redskins did. Maybe I give them a D because that Kyle Allen trade. Because I don't think they did a whole lot outside of that. And the Kyle Allen trade was frankly dreadful. So that's the NFC East. We're going to take care of the NFC West now. Seattle. They still haven't gotten Jadeveon Clowney back. They're getting a lot of their players back. I mean, I'm throwing them in that C tier. I mean, they didn't do anything atrocious because I'd remember it, but they didn't do anything great, which is something I'd also remember. It's like, actually, no, I give them a D because they didn't get Russell Wilson help. And they didn't get Jadeveon Clowney back. 49ers lost Emmanuel Sanders, trade DeForest Buckner. I give them a C too. I mean, the DeForest Buckner trade isn't a bad trade if they can pick a good player to replace. Well, actually, yeah, I'll give him a C. It's like, it's not a bad trade if you can replace him properly. It's like, The Rams get an F. They had to cut Todd Gurley. They lost Dante Fowler. They still got to play Jalen Ramsey. They get an F. They're not in good shape. And to wrap up the division, the Arizona Cardinals get an A because they fleeced the everlasting fuck out of the Texans. It was beautiful. I proclaimed them off-season winners. It was brilliant. Oh my god. I'm gonna move the Eagles to D or B though. I'm moving them to B because I feel like I have too many in A. I'll probably be doing some changes towards the end of the video if I keep feeling that way with some tiers. The Bills get a B. They trade a lot, but they got Stephon Gilmore, and that looks like a dick. They trade for Stephon Gilmore, or not Stephon Gilmore. What am I thinking? Stephon Diggs. That's all they really need to do. I think that's all they really did. Oh, the Falcons. Speaking of the Falcons, they trade for Hayden Hurst. That's a whatever deal. The Dolphins get B as well. They brought in Kyle Van Noy, Emmanuel Ogbah. Emmanuel Ogbah. Who else did they bring in? They brought in someone else. Oh, Byron Jones on massive overpay. But they're probably going to have a quarterback on a cheap deal for the next 4 years, so that's fine. You can overpay your secondary players. The New York Football Jets get a D because they're the Jets. Any move they make will go to shit. Now the Patriots. What move do the Patriots get? They lost Tom Brady. They lost Jamie Collins. They lost Kyle Van Noy. They cut Stefan Gronkowski. They get an F. They're going to still be good, but they get an F anyway because they're the Patriots, and they're going to somehow do good even though they just lost all that talent. I think I'm going to stick with this tier list. Again, I will say the Eagles are fringe A team because of the Darius Slay fleece. So I'm going to explain my rationale for all the top teams again because I'm sure someone's going to ask about this as well as the bottom teams. The Cardinals fleeced the heck out of Texans. They get Broncos. They brought in some help for young man Drew Lock, and they helped their defensive A.J. Boye and their offensive Melvin Gordon and stuff. Oh, sorry about that. The Saints get an A because they kept Drew Brees and brought in Emmanuel Sanders. The Bucks, Tom Brady, enough said, and the Baltimore Ravens fleecing people with trades, getting picks back for Hayden Hurst, who was useless to them because Mark Andrews was way better. What else did they do? So the Hayden Hurst trade, the Calais Campbell for a fifth, and then signing Derek Wolfe. As for the F teams, the Vikings just lost a lot of talent. The Texans made the trade with the Cardinals. The Jaguars lost a lot of talent and made a bad trade with the Ravens. The Cowboys, because of the Cowboys, I'm just kidding. It's because they franchised Dak, lost Byron Jones, and they lost Robert Quinn too, I guess. They signed Dalton Smith, though, but I don't think that offsets their losses. They just lost a lot of talent. Oh, Sam Randall Cobb. Who the Texans overpaid for. Forgot to mention that. The Texans replaced DeAndre Hopkins with Randall Cobb. You're dumb. The Rams, because they had to cut Todd Gurley and lost Dante Fowler and still unpaid Jalen Ramsey. And the Patriots, because they lost so much talent, including Tom Brady. And yet they'll still probably win a Super Bowl because they're the Patriots. So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day and goodbye.